If I had to keep 10 fragrances for the rest of my life, and this day in particular, these are what I would choose. This video is kind of tough to do because your 10 for life will always change with you as a person, but I like doing these to kind of give you guys an update on my personal taste and my style as I go along my fragrance journey. We're all in different parts on our fragrance journey. As a beginner, I always found I still always liked quite complex perfumery, but not as complex as I'd like them now. So definitely your nose develops over time. I like quite often mature, masculine, complex fragrances with a bit of challenge to them. That's my general style. And as I'm going along my journey, I'm just going more into that. I'm leaning more into it. So today we're doing 10 different fragrances, 2 in each of our categories we always talk about. So 2 versatile dumb reach fragrances, 2 for reserved evenings, 2 for loud head turning evenings, 2 for the spring or summer, and then finally 2 for the office or workplace. Let's begin. Our own fragrance brand, Atrium Fragrance, will be releasing its own office fragrance called Mr. Elegance. More information regarding this release will be coming in the next few weeks. Make sure you click the link in the description below to be signed up for notifications for when this release is available. It's only going to be available to purchase for 1 week only as a pre-order during the last week of January. So make sure you sign up so you do not miss out. In the versatile category, this will be my first option. Cedrat Boise Intense. Now it's funny because I wasn't a huge fan of the original Cedrat Boise, but every time I spend more and more time with the Intense flanker, I grow to love it more and more. This is masculine, smooth, versatile perfumery. A lot of people like to go to Creed Aventus-esque DNAs. To me, this is my Creed Aventus-esque DNA, but it really is its own thing now. Like Cedrat Boise has become its own beast, and Intense just makes the original blackcurrant, citrus, smoky, woody fragrance that Cedrat Boise was. It makes it more smooth, adds some interesting notes like leather and a synthetic oud. Just make it smoothed out, mature, smooth. Again, I keep saying smooth, but very suave and elegant. It's a more elegant version of Cedrat Boise. This is a cool guy, mature, versatile fragrance that lasts around 12 hours with a medium projection, super versatile. I always say this is the fragrance collector's Dior Sauvage, a woody citrus fragrance with insane versatility. It will get you compliments, insane longevity as well. Xerjoff's 40 Knots. This would be my blue fragrance. Back in the day, I might have chosen Bleu de Chanel, but as I said, as you become more experienced in your journey, you want more complex and weird, interesting and unique stuff. I feel like if you're really into fragrances, you want something that speaks to you as in your personality and makes you stand out. 40 Knots is my blue fragrance, but it's obviously not a traditional blue scent. So what does a blue scent mean? To me, it just means you smell fresh out of the shower. And this has a cleanliness to it with salty notes, aquatic notes, green and woody notes as well. And it has this warmed out amber. It's like a powdery, luxurious amber, clean, fresh out of the shower fragrance with an aquatic facet to it. Super cool, super elegant, super underrated, super underpriced by Xerjoff. This should be a £200 fragrance, but you can usually get it for £150. Fantastic versatility, day and night, all year round, and it's lasts around 12 hours plus with a medium to loud projection. 32% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys want to see our channel grow, to really help us out, click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you. Reserved evening fragrance number 1 is Prada L'Homme Intense. I was so happy when I found out this wasn't discontinued. After all, the rumors were not true. This is honestly, might be one of the best designer fragrances ever made. I've put this in a video before where I actually said, this is a designer fragrance that smells niche, and it smells better than a lot of niche fragrances actually in general. It's dark, leathery, intense, sweet, powdery. It's a dark, intense iris fragrance. Really great example of iris with medium projection for at least 12 hours. Fantastic performance. A lot of character. If you just want to smell really interesting, enigmatic and unique in the evening time, this is a great fragrance for it. La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. I feel like for going on dates, you just always want to have the La Nuit DNA in your collection. Bleu Electrique is phenomenal. Again, I don't know if it's discontinued, so I'm going to just include it in this video. And it's just the perfect romantic DNA. Warm, woody, balanced, fresh, masculine, sexy. It is the attractive man's easy to wear evening fragrance. You can wear this as a signature in general actually, but I just feel like it's just the most romantic-esque fragrance you can ever smell. And so I think the Bleu Electrique is just a phenomenal fragrance to go for. Loud head-turning fragrance number 1, Moschino's Toy Boy. Now look at this funny little quirky bottle. It's just a funny and quirky fragrance in general, Toy Boy. It's so weird how this costs like 30 pounds, but again, it smells like a niche fragrance. I feel like they just kind of went overboard with how great this is. And this came out in 2020. I kind of feel like it went a little bit under the radar. That's probably why it got sold for so cheap later on, because not a lot of people knew about it. It really is a really good rose fragrance. Spicy, peppery rose with some green notes in here, musky. And I just think it's so cool that men, you have more options to go for rose. I like the fact that it performs like a beast. And in fact, I like the fact that it's not trying to appeal to everyone. I don't think it can appeal to everyone. It's just such a unique character. But it seems to be a great compliment getter. It's got medium to loud projection with 12 hours performance. So you get 100 ml like for 50 pounds maybe. Or even just a 30 ml. You can get a small size bottle and this will last you a very long time because of how strong it is. Amouage's Interlude Black Iris. You know when you sample a fragrance twice from two different samples, years apart, and you still insist you have to get a full bottle, you know the fragrance clicks with you. Like this lid, actually. And Interlude Black Iris is just immaculate perfumery, in my opinion. It uses the highest end ingredients, orris, oud, these tree resin ambers like myrrh in here, and just smokes it out, ambers it out, makes a really intense, insane evening fragrance that has loud projection with 12 to 16 hours longevity. With really loud kind of Middle Eastern-esque perfumery, it can get really intense and cloying sometimes, but in the winter time, I find this is such a classy fragrance. It's okay if it's loud. It really, I feel like it's pure elegance in a bottle and just really gets your attention in the best way possible. So if you want the best of perfumery, Interlude Black Iris will give that to you. For the spring and the summer category, this category annoys me sometimes because you often get fragrances that don't perform great. Hence why I feel like you should have one great smelling fragrance but doesn't perform necessarily well, but then have one that's great smelling but also long lasting. This is the long lasting one, Roja's Burlington 1819. A fragrance absolutely decimated by Sam Mason in one of our recent videos.
I don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like it smells a bit, like a little bit pukey, or like I could imagine.
But I really like this fragrance. I think it's one of Roja's best. I don't like a lot of his stuff, but this just uses such a nice amount of naturals. If you want a natural perfume that lasts a really long time, but still light and fresh for the spring and summer, it just smells like a wealthy man's orange citrus fragrance with a hint of booziness and a hint of musks in here. Super smooth, super complex as well. This is the kind of perfume I'm talking about. Masculine, intense, mature, unique. It'll keep you coming back for more. That's why I love like complex perfumery. It's that kind of stuff that makes you keep smelling and you just feel like you can never get bored of this kind of fragrance. And, you know, I spent 270 pounds for this and I'm very much happy with my purchase. I love this fragrance. And this is the weak performing fragrance. Allure Homme Edition Blanche by Chanel. Well, you know, I should get 6 hours of this, maybe 4 to 6 hours, depending on how much you spray on your clothes. But I think, you know, that performance is fine for this kind of fragrance. Light, citrusy, creamy woodiness with a hint of lavender in here. Often referred to as the lemon meringue pie of the fragrance world. Edition Blanche might be Chanel's best fragrance scent-wise because it's just so beautifully blended. It is just elegance, lemony elegance in a bottle. Super unique, super expensive smelling. I think this might be one of the best summer fragrances ever created. And then finally, for the workplace or the professional environment, I feel like you need a lighter workplace fragrance and then a heavier one. The lighter one for me would be Terre. Again, another fragrance made by the master perfumer that is Jean-Claude Ellena. He put on a masterclass in perfumery for this fragrance actually in general. I feel like, again, this is never boring, complex, interesting bit of challenge in here. It's like dirty, earthy orange initially, goes into and dries down to a clean and professional, smooth, woody vetiver later on. So it's just iconic, it's distinct. I think it's just super interesting perfumery that lasts, well, this old bottle lasts 14 hours, but hey, if you want more longevity nowadays, go for the Parfum instead. But I just think the Terre line in general is just iconic, and I feel like you'd always want to have that DNA in your collection. And then the heavier office scent is Penhaligon Sartorial. Honeyed out traditional barbershop lavender perfumery mixed with these musks that give off this hint of freshly pressed ironed white shirts. So it just smells like professionalism, elegance in a bottle. It smells like a refined English gentleman going to work in central London, for example. And I just find the fact that it's like a honey barbershop scent that still smells clean and elegant is super interesting. This is the perfect cold weather office fragrance in my opinion. The performance is perfect for it as well. 8 hours longevity with a soft projection. So I just think, yeah, for that kind of function, Sartorial is a masterclass in perfume. I've had this for many years, this bottle, and I still always try to have this in my collection. And that concludes this video, guys. I think maybe an honorable mention would have been Dior's Fahrenheit Eau de Toilette. That's actually quite a tricky phrase not to include. So if I had 11 for life, I think it would definitely be in there as well. What about you guys? What would be some fragrances that you can never get rid of? Stuff that just really clicks with you? You know, tell me about the fragrances that you've had for years and that kind of proves the fact that they're for life. Like you never get rid of them or you always repurchase another bottle. Let me know guys in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video guys, make sure to check out my previous 10 winter fragrances for life video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.